chasing the sun, and all my fears are on the run. Can't take my freedom. Now you can take my freedom. It's like I'm walking on water, and all the waves don't even bother. This is my kingdom, and you can take my freedom. It's like I'm chasing the sun, and all my fears are on the run. Can't take my freedom. Now you can take my freedom. It's like I'm walking on water, and all the waves don't even bother. This is my
everybody! What's up? What's up? I know we are currently competing with the halftime show of the Super Bowl, but thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Because we had
Thank
Eagles
you.
ass, so go Eagles. No, I am not an Eagles or Seahawks. No, I am not a Seahawks fan, but I heavily dislike the Patriots. So we're just
I
gonna.
hope everyone's enjoying the superb owl. And if you know, you know.
Yep, if you know, you know. Otherwise, how's everybody doing? How was everybody's travel home? Because yesterday was Flirty in Kansas. We are so happy to have both Trisha down in the comments and PA Power down below me. Well, actually, he's below Izzy, but still on the lower level. Especially after their amazing, probably very heavily exhausting weekend. But they are here all nonetheless. And we are very happy for it. Could not thank everybody enough for the amazing team that we have. And the fact that everybody is so much into, getting us together, putting us together.
It's probably got to do with everyone streaming the game bits, sir.
Yeah. It's Super Bowl Sunday, so if we're laggy, it's probably because everybody in the streaming services are watching the Super Bowl. Well, that's because you live close. You got home last night. I think Patrick traveled home today. And we're already looking into, planning our calendar for next year. Events that happen to be close to us that we go and support you guys and everything like that. We want to be not just on screen right here, but be there for you guys, buy your books, put everything out there. So again, if you are not part of the Discord, why the hell not? It's free. Link in the spot. You know where to go. Also, the newsletter. We don't spam you. You get one a week if we remember. 9 times out of 10, Izzy's really good with that. But, life gets busy. Sometimes we don't. But there it is. With the newsletter, though, you find out, A, where we're going to be. A, where our people are going to be. Who's got a new book coming out? Who's got an audiobook coming out? We are free advertising, people. Utilize it. We don't cost you anything. But other than that, also, not that you have to, for whatever reason, whatever, but if you would like to support the show, you can always buy bits and throw them at us and make us go, why do we get bits? Because it's funny. Bits on here is the equivalent to roses and galaxies and shit like that we got over on TikTok. We're not saying that you gotta do it, but if you do it, you're supporting the team. And at that point, all the money usually goes to is making sure that we have the newsletter for sections. That all goes to making sure we have the newsletter. We also set up an angel fund. There's Patrick with his Flirty in Kansas t-shirt. This is where we're gonna be. Lisa
Hey! There's a cache. There's a cache. Oops. Okay.
Sorry
there we
about
go. No, it didn't unmute on the back end either. Okay. Perfectamundo. Network issues. Woohoo!
Yep, Bitzer, the echo was me because I've also got it up here on my iPad and forgot to mute it. So, sorry. Oh, whoopsie doopsie.
It's like we are.
Oh God, that song came on the other day, and when me and the kids were driving to Home Depot,
Mm-hmm.
and God, the fact that that came out in '01.
Yeah, very old.
It'll turn 25 years in November, and the kids are still screaming it.
Yep. Look, there are certain things from our years that literally still resonate. It still has purpose. Let's start a riot, down with a revolution. We are the youth of the nation.
It's just it's not good that this is still.
It doesn't make us feel any less old.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's
It's
not what she's getting at.
the fact that it is still an issue and it's not getting any better.
Okay, do you want to switch over to Discord?
No, I'm talking about the what POD was talking about in Youth
Oh,
of a
that.
Nation.
Yes.
It's still a fucking issue today. And it's been 25 years, and yet it's not gotten any better, and the youth right now are blaming Gen X, and we're sitting here going, we're not the ones in power. You really don't want the FAFO generation in power because it's going to go the other direction, extreme and fast, which
Yep.
is why the boomers ain't letting us be in charge.
Yeah. Yeah, we've never been empowered. Those of us who were empowered just kind of like, look, I might have a Senate seat. I might be doing this or doing that. But I am one vote. That is it. I am one vote.
Yes, absolutely. Well, let's not even talk about the three high school classmates of Kesh and I's that we graduated with that are destroying our city and our state. They have a hand in it and are destroying our city and our state. I
I,
I don't even want to look at the guy in the state house at all, because if I
oh,
look him dead in his eyes,
Well, I get nauseous
mm,
when I see anything with his name on it.
yep.
I'm pretty
So
sure I
I,
know which one you're talking about.
see,
Yep, that's what
yep.
I thought it was. Yeah, I get
I have one of
nauseous
the
whenever.
running for office here locally in Weakley County, and I'm sitting here the entire time going, I hope you're still the level-headed person you were way back when, because if you are, then you're going to make a difference. If you're not, then well, four flat tires, man, four flat tires, and that's how I kept that boy from driving drunk.
Yep. All right, so ad ends in just under 2 minutes. We've covered everything, even though we had the blip in the thing. But of course, as we know, sign up for the newsletter, get in the Discord, hang out. We've got a channel information page that is kind of in flux right now, but it explains all of the channels. Also gives you direct links to all the channels in case your Discord settings hide inactive channels and you need that information. Um, but as we read out, our voices and our words are not to be used to train AI, and the works that will be presented tonight belong to the authors. We have special permission by the fact that they submitted it to us to read, to reproduce it in this manner. And if you do not have our permissions and you do not have the permission of the author, don't fucking do it. All right. So before game gets us all messed up and halftime, because a lot of people will also tune in for halftime and not the game.
Yeah.
Let's
Right
get
into
this
this
show
little
on the road. Let's get this show on the road because we have 4 tonight. That's why we did so many last night compared to tonight.
Right on. And I'm getting the wheel up. Hold on. Make sure my volume's all the way up so everybody can hear the wheel. Let's see who our first person is. Ooh, a non-8.
Oh. For those of you who were hanging out January, this submitter was doing the weird bloodsuckers that were not the smexy blood-sucking kind. Why is it suddenly opening in a new window when I click on the PDF? Chrome be chroming. Hey, EJ. All right, here we go. Let's get more into Allegra's story. The world cracks open. Her scent engulfs me, cinnamon and oranges, and it promises to swallow me up. If I could, I'd let it. I'm a child again, snuggled up in mother's lap, her hand stroking my hair, her humming low and sweet. Oh, my little Allegra, beautiful, mighty, sweet. You are my heart, my world, and you make me so proud. I rub my cheek against the soft fabric of her dress. I love you, Mommy. I'll be with you always, my darling. Confusion descends upon me, just as something wet, warm, and sticky drips down my face. I blink fast, pulling back to swipe at my face. Fingers smeared in blood meet my gaze, and my breath stutters from my lungs. Mommy? My voice cracks. I look and scramble away from Mother. A scream rips its way from my throat, and I feel the color drain from my face. Blood glides down her dress, and her head is gone. Mother! The memory-turned dream catapults me awake, and I would have leapt out of my airplane seat had it not been for the seatbelt securely strapped across my waist. My heart takes a sledgehammer to my ribs, and my breath sputters from my lungs. A sheen of perspiration coats my forehead, and I wipe it clean with a shaking hand. I reach my other hand over to grip Lance's hand, but I hit only air. He must be talking with the pilot. After the higher-ups had sent representatives to get details about Louvain and take him to their facility, they discovered that I'm the only one who could understand him. Lance had done a bit of schmoozing, I'd resisted, and Gavin had haggled. In the end, our group's funding had been fully restored, plus a little extra. Not to mention, I'm serving the remaining 2 weeks of my 3-week suspension in the company of upper management. Oh, and the group will be rounded out by 2 new members who have some experience thanks to their training on a different hunting team. From what I've been hearing from Trace, they'd been adjusting well. Hip, hip, who fucking ray. My vitals have leveled out, and I at least feel less tired than the last few weeks. Casting my gaze around the small space, I note that the cabin's light on my side is off, and the window's cover is down. Lifting it up, I take in the purple-pink clouds and the lightning blue of the pre-dawn sky with wonder. The clouds resemble animated cotton candy, and in a rare moment of whimsy, I wonder what it would feel like to float among them. From this high up, my world looks entirely different, and I suppose it is. I'm barely able to recognize my haggard reflection in the window. My skin is a sickly gray, my green eyes dull like muddy moss, and my reddish-brown hair flat and lifeless. I can fix myself up whenever we land. The stringing tendrils of the dream tighten around my throat before they dissipate like phantoms in sunlight. Mother's memory gets fainter with every nightmare, and the ribbon holding my ponytail in place and a scrapbook I have of her are the only physical reminders that are left to me. Even though I've brought the book along with me, I doubt I'll look at it much. This endeavor needs my full focus, and I've already had enough breakdowns over the last month to keep from spiraling again. I spy Louvain, who sits in the window seat across the aisle. His winged form appears only at night, and I'm curious about how he gets such a huge body into that human disguise. Over the course of our journey, I've come to realize when he's human, he looks like he's wearing a skin that's a half size too big, but it's all he can afford on clearance. His eyes are sunken in, the face of his stone gray flesh like melting candle wax, his nose tipping slightly to the left and his ears oversized. The blonde, shaggy hair resembles an obvious wig, and he's wearing a baggy red hoodie, black jeans, and large tennis shoes. Louvain hasn't spoken at all since we've set out, and I find myself strangely disappointed. Something about him knowing that old language, Sloven, the way he speaks it, has proven comforting to me. It's cracked open a side of me that I hadn't realized had been sealed away. But I'm not sure how to navigate this new territory on my own. He stares straight ahead, unblinking, and he tugs at the collar around his neck. He's been allowed to fly outside of the plane overnight, as this trip has lasted only 24 hours. He'd tried once to escape, but an electroshock via the collar had been administered, more than likely remotely. His pained screeching had pulled at my heart, and I had been on the verge of crying. But why? The door to the cockpit opens, and Lance steps out, his expression appearing somewhere between agitated and confused. He's muttering to himself while chewing on his thumbnail. Gross. I immediately backpedal with a silent sigh. Try and not be a total toad today, Allegra. His head pops up, almost like he's heard my thoughts, and a strange, unfamiliar light enters his gaze right before it's swallowed up by an even odder darkness. You're awake. How are you? The tone is too eager, rushed. He's keeping secrets again. It's not new, and Lance has been secretive since we'd met, but it pisses me off every time. I beat back my ire and work a painful smile on my lips. Given current circumstances, I'm losing my fucking mind, wanting to shed my skin and scream at the moon. Fine. I hate the slice the lie leaves on my tongue, but I don't think Lance would care, even if I were to give him an honest answer. I got some sleep, so that's something. Good. We'll be landing in around 15 minutes, and we'll take a taxi to the compound. That shouldn't be more than an hour. He pushes my hair from my forehead to press his warm lips against my temple, taking his seat. You'll love it, Allegra. There's a training ground, communal house for public meetings and meals, rec room. Lance carries on well until we're actually at the facility, and I nod, trying to keep up with the plethora of information he's throwing my way. He's never been this excited for anything else. We gather our meager bags and step onto the manicured lawn, the bright sunlight nearly damning my eyes to blindness. I slip on a pair of shades, noting how Lance and Louvain do the same. Fate favors the prepared. That's what I have to tell myself as an uneasy feeling slithers through my stomach. Taking a deep breath, our little trio walks up to the front door as a single unit, and even though I'm dreading it, it feels as though something here is calling to me. We've deposited our bags in our rooms and showered. Well, Lance and I have. Louvain still wears his second skin, remaining as quiet as before. He does occasionally glance around. Our tour guide is a bubbly, bright eyed man named Taylor, and he's listing off the various goings on and ins and outs while Lance interjects a question or contributes a fact. For all of Lance's talking, he didn't do this place anywhere near justice. Craven's Cradle, an absolutely sick ass name, is home to well over 2,500 people, from owners to staff to trainees. 80 acres of land. This place has to cost well into the millions. Lucky bastards. A big ass fountain displaying a hunter with his foot on the bones of a vampire's neck is the centerpiece of the courtyard. Where the ears should be is hollowed out with deep, bold grooves. The bones of the wings are thin, delicate, and one is ripped off. The lower jaw is missing, but the fangs are still intact, hanging down to where the chin is supposed to be. The hunter wears a trench coat and a wide brim hat like a recognized vampire hunter. There's an outlined expression of stoicism and pride on his face. Levain lets loose a soft, restrained growl, and I take it in his face. He's bared his teeth. His eyes are narrowed, and his aura radiates with hostility. He yanks at his collar despite the risk, and I surprise us both when I place gentle, light fingers over the top of his clutching hand. Levain nos cheat? What's wrong? He snarls, tilts his head down, then back up. Forbin, visil tum bravex. Danger, brethren are here. What? There are more of them here? My eyes widen, and I set my shades atop my head, searching around despite me not knowing who or what I'm looking for. Tyrir? I ask in a rushed whisper. Where? Levain swings his other arm in an arc to indicate all over, or maybe that he doesn't know. He removes his hand from his collar and squeezes my hand once, his fingers lingering a few seconds before he breaks contact. My heart is pounding and my mind swirls in different directions. I've almost no information to go on. I wouldn't even begin to know where to look, and I'd probably get into way more shit than get out of it. Even so, between this pull I've been experiencing since arriving and now Levain's behavior, there's this suspicion that the man I've been searching for is here. If not him, then details on how to find him. Something wrong? Lance's touch feels accusatory and cold. I flush guiltily when I meet Lance's unshaded gaze, and there's the barest hint of anger and concern coating his face. I swallow hard, a rare uncertainty claiming me as its own. I have to tell him, but I can't. Taylor's smile is still in place, but it's tensed, barely held up by strings. It's unnerving. I look to Levain, but I may as well be asking guidance from a gargoyle statue. Allegro, what's going on? More brusque, more authority. I can't muster up the strength to smile, but I work to keep the trepidatious tremor from my voice. Levain is fascinated by the compound. He's also anxious to fly tonight. The low swoop in my stomach screams the lie without me having to own up to it. I hold firm regardless. Lance caresses my cheek with his knuckles, nodding slowly. He then opens his mouth, but closes it just as quickly. His head flicks up to Levain briefly before he returns to Taylor's side. They're immersed in conversation once again, the rest of the world blocked out for them. Levain's hand finds its way into mine, and I grip his back. No words are needed to decipher the comfort that he offers, and I'm grateful. I don't know what all Lance knows, and I don't know what's going to happen moving forward. But I do know I'm not leaving here without answers, and strangely, I'm not abandoning Levain. Dun, dun, dun! I sincerely wish this particular author had not chosen to stay anonymous after January. Because this particular author deserves all the fucking credit and adulation from this shit.
That they do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
But
once
we
they get
honor
the
it. We honor it.
once they get the courage and everything like that, then they'll come forward. Hopefully, willingly. Might have to take some bullying.
The loving kind of bullying, where it's just because we're so gosh darn proud of you.
But seriously, number 8, you need to keep going. That was
Oh
some
yeah,
good
absolutely.
stuff.
Keep going. And I have a feeling that we've missed something.
Well,
I think
Lavain
it's
is the.
a jump.
There was a slight
Because
time
the last-
jump happening.
Yeah.
Lavain was in the cell,
Mhm.
and Allegra was not doing so great physically, and so we've time jumped into her suspension, and that's where they're heading. But yeah, literally in reading this one in particular, it reminds me of when I used to say, "Oh, I'm not a writer. I'm not very good. I enjoy writing it, but nobody's going to want to read this. It's just my little whatever." And y'all convinced me, bitch, right? And this particular one, it's the grasp on grammar and crafting a story and showing us what is happening without saying a lot of she felt, he saw, she saw. Those are extra things that don't need to be in a story. And this particular author, like, naturally understands those rules. It's beautiful. And I know
Oh, yeah.
they'll hear this, so I'm, just doing that whole encouraging thing.
Very much so.
All right, who's next?
Ace's daughter.
Woohoo! All right, here we go. Looking out the attic window, the world looks entirely different from before. Big, strange chains seem to float in the hemisphere of the earth. The sky was blue, but it was darker than normal, a red color where the sun was positioned. Colors looked more dull on the ground, like everything was fading from time. I slammed my hands down on the windowsill, my nails digging into the wood, scratching the surface. As I pull my hands back, they shake as I look over the black skin, red splotches scattered along my palms and fingers. My hands close into tight fists as I sink to the floor. It slightly creaks beneath me. My hands lift to my face, lightly squeezing in frustration. I tried washing them about 1,000,000 times, but nothing came off. I can't look at them without wanting to remove it somehow. Looking around the room and squinting my eyes to see, I crawl across the floor, stopping in front of a pile of old boxes. Moving the front ones to the side and the top ones off, I grab a small box, swiping some of the dust off of it. I stare at the box. My hands graze the surface gently. The note I left on the box still hangs off the string seal, warning not to open the box. The name signed on the note was smudged. Onyx. I put it there to ensure my parents didn't open it while I was at college. I carefully pull the string loose, untying the bow. It softly falls to the ground. Slowly, I lift the top. A strange but subtle smell comes from within. A shiver goes down my back and arms. I hesitate before I reach in, slowly lifting out the object, the handle a familiar feel in my hand. Rust had built over time. A dark brown and nearly black substance covers the sharp point and some of the handle. Bits of it fall off and land on the floor. I shake my head, my eyes shut tightly. I did what I did. No going back now, I whisper, quickly placing the object back into the box, wiping my hands on my pants before placing the lid on and tying it shut. I push the box back, recovering it with other boxes and objects. I stand, staring at the pile once before climbing down the ladder. It folds up and I push it back into the ceiling. My heavy chest rising and falling at a fast pace, I walk down the stairs, opening the front door and stepping out. I take wider and faster steps, my hands hiding in my pockets. Passing by the big houses along the road, a dog barks behind one of the fences. I step out of the gate, walking towards town, passing by shops and restaurants. I quickly grab a pastry for my journey. People stare and judge, but my steps don't slow or falter. Taking bites out of the pastry as I walk, passing by my old high school, pausing slightly at the sight of it. It still stands, construction still working on it. I continue, passing where the buses used to pick kids up. He took the bus, I remember, as I pass and continue the way to his house. Kids play outside their houses. One family cooks food and plays loud music. My eyes roll at the sound as I pass. Finally, I make it to his house, but I don't stop walking. I glance at it. There is no freaking way I'm talking to his parents. My steps quicken as I pass and continue down the road. After some walking, I spot the wooden fence along the road. I sprint over and jump the fence, making my way over to the town. Passing the town sign, Town Hartmore. I rush by people in stands. I don't stop till I'm standing in front of it, taking a moment to catch my breath before looking up at the statue. I only recently realized who it was, who roamed these trails and haunted the town. I now know who did this, and I know what must be done. He wouldn't like it, but I did a lot of things he didn't like. I try to fight it, the tears slipping out of my eyes. I wipe my eyes, kicking the side of the statue. Sitting down, I hide my face in my hands. Hours pass. The sun's slowly setting behind me. I barely notice the person sitting down next to me. I glance over at the old lady. She looks up at the statue. He was such a kind boy. Her voice rough from age. My heart stops as she speaks, my hands forming fists as I recognize who she is. Shadows form behind the statue as the sun continues to fall. Stupid witch, I growl quietly. She doesn't respond right away, quietly thinking of what to say. You got what you wanted. She smiles softly, her eyes sticking to the statue. I shake my head. Not how I wanted it, though. Standing and stepping towards the statue. Her eyes finally land on me. Doesn't matter. You got it either way. Her voice holds no tone of guilt. She doesn't care about what she's done, but she doesn't know who she messed with. I reach into my pocket, pulling out my gun and pointing it at her. She doesn't flinch. She doesn't move. Just a firm, clear voice in my head that says, don't. She disappears as I pull the trigger, leaving the bench empty. My eyes search the area. Of course she can teleport. I groan, running a hand through my hair, looking up at the deep, dark sky. Idiots, run, I whisper, hoping she somehow hears me. I put my gun away, looking up at the statue. He never ran, only laid down for everyone to walk on, like a rug. I roll my eyes, walking away. The town grows dark, the trails lit by lanterns. I spot a few people lighting candles outside their houses. Deeper in town, I hear the laughter of children. Curious of why children would be playing at this hour, I follow the sound. The laughter grows louder. Peeking around a wall, I spot the laughing children, playing basketball with each other. With them, a boy in a cloak throws the ball, It falls through the basket. The kids celebrate and talk with him. The boy was taller than the kids. I recognized him immediately. Liam. I lean against the wall, watching as he stepped back and sat down on a nearby bench. Some kids continued to play, and the others gathered around Liam, smiling and talking with him. He smiles back. A strange lantern sits on the armrest of the bench, a jack-o'-lantern, but as an actual lantern. It illuminates the surroundings in orange, the shadow of the smile reflecting on the ground. I look away, thinking of what to do. Staying there, I watch from the shadows, waiting. Slowly, the kids are called home, the area growing dark as Liam leaves. I pull out a paper, writing a letter. I carefully hide the letter on the bench, standing up. Hopefully, he isn't stupid, and he at least reads it. I turn and walk away into the night. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, keep writing, kiddo. What bits are said?
Absolutely. Already I can tell leaps and bounds difference, right? Like the first one that Ace's daughter gave us to read out when she debuted on our show was very stream of consciousness and a little bit hard to keep up on with breaks and things like this. I can tell you, looking at this, she went through and made sure that there were breaks and that like very talented, very, very talented. Get those thoughts down on paper, baby girl. Just keep doing the damn thing. Keep doing the damn thing. Yeah.
That's just that is amazing. And again, like everybody else has said, keep doing it, keep writing. I don't care what anybody tells you. You got a talent. You obviously got a story to tell. So do it.
No, I'll even say I wish I had that level of skill when I was her age.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I have been going over 15-year-old Julie's stuff here lately. And
Yeah.
15-year-old Julie kicking the ass. She
Right?
didn't leave anything for 40-year-old Julie.
I mean, shit, Kesh gave me a bunch of stuff that she had found from back when we were 19. And I have secondhand embarrassment for 19-year-old Izzy.
Right.
But this raw skill, because there's talent and there's skill. And this is a raw skill that I'm envious of. I wish at her age I would have had that much, because I might have gone further sooner. So keep it up.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right.
All right. We are down to my two fellow panelists. Which is first?
I'm the problem. It's me.
Okay.
Can we just not?
Oh, no, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. However, you do get 2 minutes of reprieve while I go get something in my gullet, because if I don't, I might pass out, and we don't want it passed out Izzy. Although both children are home, but I can feel my blood sugar dropping.
Right. That's the reason I turned off the camera right before we went live, coincidentally. dinner had just gotten done, and I made steak bites and potatoes, the little mini potatoes, and never made steak bites and potatoes before. I was just hoping like hell that it was going to turn out correctly because I followed the person and they made it look super easy, and it only took 30 minutes, not counting prep time, but 30 minutes. And it did. It was 30 minutes. Everything was good. My picky eater is running back for more.
Nice. That's a big deal.
The gremlin doesn't eat potatoes. Okay? Has not since he was little. Not that he's not little now, he's just a bigger little. But he has not never occasionally you might get him to eat mashed potatoes. But not a potato fan. Really not a potato fan.
I can't even get mine to eat mashed potatoes.
I can get mine to eat mashed.
Fries.
That's about it.
I can get them to eat
And
french
it has
fries.
Yeah, won't touch a french fry. He won't. Okay, I take that back. He won't touch a store bought french fry. He won't touch like a McDonald's french fry. But if mommy goes in there and makes homemade french fries, he'll eat those.
That's good.
So, but it's very rare that I have the spoons to make homemade french fries. So
that's a lot of effort.
It is a lot of effort. So tonight I quartered up some red and some gold mini potatoes, tossed them with some garlic butter. Well, I melted the butter and then put like 2 good heaping fulls of garlic in it.
How you make garlic butter?
And that's how you make garlic butter. And then I sat there and I mixed everything, the meat in it, the potatoes in it, and even made some extra to pour over the top to make sure everything was good and saturated. Put it in the oven, and that little joker keeps running back and forth.
Hey.
He's eating the meat and he's eating the potatoes. And I call that a fucking win.
I'm scared because I walked into the kitchen. There was a closed bathroom door and a bleach kit on the chest freezer.
Oh,
like a hair bleach kit or like I'm bleaching the house kit?
Hair bleach.
Hair bleach. I'll guess who it is. I know who it is.
It's the middle one. I know it's the middle one. I don't have to ask questions. I already know. It's not gonna be the youngest. The youngest, like,
he's obsessively
hair.
Yeah, he is obsessively protective of his hair. The other one doesn't care, and I went, what the fuck? And the bathroom door opens and, is in the process of putting it all over his hair, and he goes, what? What's life with a couple of 20-year-olds if at least one of them isn't just randomly dyeing their hair on a Sunday evening? I go,
kind of like dyeing hair on a Tuesday.
True. I mean, on top of that, he is my spawn, and we have seen the range of colors that I have already done, right? We've seen it. But I'm like, but bleach, right? And he's like, if my hair falls out, it's no big deal. It's not very long. It'll grow back. And I'm like, okay, heating up my chicken nuggies and walking away.
That is the safest thing to do. Just heat up your food and walk away.
Well, here's the crazy thing, Bitzer. That particular child is blonde. Is he the tow-headed blonde he was as a child? No.
Is he Aunt Julie's dishwater blonde? Yes.
Yep. So, and recently he used overtone red. So I think he's using the bleach kit to get rid of it. When here's the thing, I have the color out system left over.
That's why I was like, why?
Whatever.
This is your Little child we're talking about.
Has an idea and does the idea without thinking it all the way through. I know.
I mean,
He's my impulsivity dialed up to 1,000.
Yep.
But at least I'm the kind of parent that recognizes that shit. You know, I mean. Okay. Now, let's dig into Julie DeFisher. The building looked like nothing from the street. Just another old warehouse crouched between newer glass and steel, its brick face scrubbed clean but still bearing the bones of a former life. Angel slipped inside just before 10, boots echoing softly across the concrete floor. Security was posted at the door, unobtrusive but alert. "Third floor," the guard said, already recognizing her. Angel nodded and moved past him, climbing the wide industrial stairs that spiraled upward through open space. By the time she reached the top, the air had changed, softer, warmer. Light poured in through floor-to-ceiling windows that wrapped the loft on 3 sides. Illuminating bolts of fabric, rolling racks of gowns, mirrors leaned casually against brick walls. She set her bag down near the windows and crossed the room, drawn by habit more than intention. Outside, the city stretched in quiet motion, cars sliding through intersections, people moving with purpose below, unaware of the small, pivotal moments unfolding above them. From the top floor window, the world looked entirely different. Angel rested her palm against the glass for a moment, grounding herself, then turned as the studio came alive around her. Violet emerged first, already immaculate, dark hair pulled back, eyes sharp and affectionate all at once. Amelia followed with her kit, pins glinting between her fingers. Thea hovered near a table, tablet in hand, checking times and messages. "You're early," Violet observed. "Couldn't sleep," Angel replied lightly. "Groom's already pacing, I take it?" Thea glanced up. "He's distracted." Angel smiled faintly. "They usually are." She slipped out of her coat and into the robe waiting for her, movements economical, practiced. This wasn't nerves, this was routine. Still, something tugged at her awareness, a slight tension she couldn't quite name. Her phone buzzed. "Armando," she said as she answered, already moving toward the mirror. "I need confirmation on—" "I don't usually keep records that long," Angel said calmly. "Once it's done, it's done." She met her own eyes in the glass as she spoke, steady and unflinching. "I'll call you later." She ended the call without waiting for protest. A burst of static crackled from the radio clipped near Thea's hip. "Front door disturbance," a voice said. "Possible unauthorized entry." Angel stilled, fingers resting against silk. "Probably nothing," Violet murmured, but her eyes flicked toward the door. Angel nodded once and let it go. Not her concern. Not yet. They were midway through fastening the gown. Ivory silk, clean lines, nothing excessive, when the loft door slammed open. "Angel," Jillian's voice broke on the word. She stumbled inside, breathless, hair loose, eyes wide with panic. Her jacket hung crooked on one shoulder, and there was a rawness to her expression that made Angel move before thinking. "Hey," Angel said, stepping forward. "Hey, slow down." Gregory," Jillian gasped, hands curling into fists. "He followed me. I couldn't. He wouldn't leave me alone." Angel took her by the shoulders, firm but gentle. "Breathe. You're safe here. Look at me." Jillian sucked in a shaking breath, then another. "That's it," Angel said quietly. "Good. Now, tell me what's happening." "My wedding," Jillian said, voice cracking. "I'm late. He showed up at my apartment this morning, and when I left, he followed me. I don't know how he found this place. He's downstairs, Angel. He's going to ruin everything." Angel's gaze sharpened. her mind already mapping exits, timing, possibilities. Where is your ceremony? St. Margaret's. They're waiting. I don't have time. Angel glanced toward the radio where Thea was already murmuring into it, listening intently. Footsteps echoed faintly below. Okay, Angel said. We're going to fix this. Jillian looked at her, startled. How? Angel reached back and loosened the gown at her shoulders. You're going to get married. Jillian blinked. What? Step out of your jacket, Angel instructed, already guiding her. Trust me. But, Angel, I can't just... You can, Angel said evenly, and you will. There was no hesitation in her movements as she transferred the dress from one body to the other, Amelia and Violet stepping in instinctively, adjusting seams, smoothing fabric. Jillian's panic shifted into stunned disbelief as the transformation took shape in the mirror. You look beautiful, Angel said, meeting her eyes. Listen carefully. There's a car waiting downstairs. You'll take it. You won't stop. You won't look back. What about you? Jillian whispered. Angel smiled, small and certain. I'll handle Gregory. The radio crackled again. He's trying to come up, security reported. Angel squeezed Jillian's hands once. Go. Jillian nodded, tears threatening, and disappeared through the rear exit just as Angel turned toward the stairs. Gregory was exactly where she expected him. Angry, contained only by the presence of security, his suit wrinkled, his expression sharp with entitlement. There you are, he said when he saw her. Where is she? Angel regarded him calmly. She isn't here. You're lying. No, Angel replied. You're just late. Something in her tone made him falter. Security closed in, hands firm on his arms as he protested, his voice echoing down the stairwell as they escorted him out. Only when the door shut did Angel allow herself a breath. Her phone vibrated almost immediately. The groom. I'm on my way, she said as she answered. There was a delay. There was a pause. The car just arrived. Angel glanced toward the window where the white sedan was already pulling away. Yes, she said softly. Another pause, then wonder. Angel, there's already a bride here. The pieces settled into place with a strange, quiet rightness. I see, Angel said. She's incredible, he said, voice thick with emotion. I wanted to tell you, I just didn't know how. I love Jillian. I know, Angel replied, smiling. She ended the call, changed into the black reception dress Violet had prepared, sleek, intentional, unmistakably not bridal, and made her way to the reception. Music and laughter filled the room, warm and alive. Jillian stood at the center of it all, radiant, her fear already fading into joy. Angel approached, and Jillian's eyes lit up. You did this, Jillian breathed. You did, Angel corrected gently. I just helped. They embraced, and for a moment Angel let herself feel it, the rightness of it. The groom approached her shortly after, gratitude written plainly across his face. I wanted to tell you, he said gently. I didn't know how. I know, Angel said again. He hesitated. I love her. Angel leaned in and kissed his cheek. Then treat her right. I will. I believe you. She slipped away soon after, unnoticed by most, her work complete. Outside, the warehouse stood quiet once more, its windows glowing softly as evening settled in. Angel stepped into the night, adjusting her coat, already moving on. Another wedding finished. Another life set gently into place. Hold the front door. Hold the fucking front door. I'm confused. Was she getting ready for her wedding, but it was actually a wedding that she set up for Jillian, and the groom is actually in love with Jillian, and so Angel knew that she was cheating on her the whole time, or was in love with Jillian the whole time, but didn't do anything about it? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But also at the same time, Angel appears to be a wedding planner along with the other people. I'm confused. I need more context, and you're not allowed to stop writing this.
What Izzy said. I couldn't have said it better.
You would have had context if I got a little bit more time into it. But no, I'm not answering questions. Bye.
I didn't ask any questions that were
You
supposed to be answered.
Yeah. I will say that this is part of the Double Edge series.
I can see that. It's got that feel. It's got that feel. I like it. Oh, you just got told off by Luna. You did not have permission to do that, apparently. At least not in that fashion.
Yeah, apparently I didn't have permission to make her feel, but I mean, hey, it happens.
Actually, you gave up the right not to feel things when you came into our sphere.
You really did. Okay.
Oh my goodness, that was. Oh. All right. The round of a spinny and applause for our last prompt.
From one Cash Butler.
Woohoo! I mean, not wrong. Last night, Patrick asked me what if he was on tonight or if we read him last night, and we were like, you were first last night, dude. Like, that's just how the cookie crumbled. And he asked us how we liked it, and I said, I feel bad for Zura. That is not okay. I needed protein. And I don't have a regular source of protein shakes anymore, so. Okay, good. Only my mind's in the gutter. Got it. Okay.
I just didn't react. I know what your innuendo was. I'm just not I'm not taking the bait.
Well, I also can't afford my Power Life subscription right now, so it is what it is. I don't know how many other people experienced the 90s around here, but there was the P90X guy. He now has a protein powder drink thing that I would absolutely love, but I can't afford the $80 a month.
You can probably get just as good, if not better, for less.
No. I've tried the other whey protein shakes and whatnot, and they do not give me my body, the way my body functions, what Power Life does. And what it costs him to make it versus what he's selling it for, he's not making a whole hell of a lot of profit on it, but enough people are using it that he's making a profit. My money says in Tony I trust. Just saying.
Okay.
So, he's never let me down thus far. But I mean, it's worth every penny. I just can't afford those pennies right now. All right, so I just saw a name. I'm so happy. Y'all, you don't know. Y'all don't know. All right, here we go. From the tower window, the land below looked entirely different. Loki sat on the sill, looking out over the staircases that crisscrossed the mighty trunk of the world tree Yggdrasil. Beyond that was the world, the realm of the humans, where she and the other gods and goddesses of the different pantheons made their homes with those that honored and worshipped them. The three of them had been climbing the stairs, her, Medusa, and Thor, after their encounter with Odin, who had all but threatened her with harm if she continued to try and find a solution to her children's plight. But she had pushed on, the Gorgon and Thunder God close behind her. Things had been fine after running into the Allfather, but then Ratatoskr came along. Loki climbed the stairs, her snake-haired companion close behind her. Further back, Thor was slowly walking behind them, looking around like he was on a sightseeing trip. They saw the flash of black and red again, this time uncomfortably close to Medusa and the lowest hanging of the serpents on her head. "Down, fiend of a rodent!" The leather-clad god leveled his hammer at the squirrel, who stopped and stared at him. The creature cocked its head to the side as it spied the god's weapon. In response, the squirrel dropped down on all fours, its fluffy, black tail twitching in irritation at the man and the threat he posed. Then it bared its boar-like teeth and lunged after Thor, landing in the center of his chest. All the two goddesses heard was oof as the ginger-haired god was knocked off his feet, followed by irritated chittering from the giant rodent. Once it was sitting squarely in the center of Thor's broad chest, it sat up on its hind quarters. The slight, almost imperceptible movements of the beast's tail brushing the thunder god's nose, making him attempt to push the almost comically monster-sized animal off, not succeeding, despite his above-average strength. "You seem to have made a friend," Medusa chuckled, the sound she made getting Ratatoskr's attention. Again, the squirrel bared its tusks, acting as though it was deciding whether or not to charge her. "He's not very happy with you, either." He tried to push the beast off him, to no avail. It seemed rooted to his chest. A quick chortle, the only sound they heard, as all settled into an uncomfortable silence. "I think he wants us to leave." Loki looked between the squirrel, its newly acquired perch, and Medusa, trying to stay as calm as possible. The situation, while comical, was a serious threat to her goal. Yet one more thing in her way to returning her three children to their family where they belonged. "Great, Ratatoskr, hear me." Loki stood as tall as she could and shifted into her male form, his voice deeper and more commanding. It worked. It took the giant rodent's attention off Thor, but it also caused the squirrel to focus on him instead. "Loki, you might want to reconsider this." All the snakes on Medusa's head were hiding in the collar of her trench coat, one nearly bumping the shades off her eyes in its rush to conceal itself. Her quick hand kept them in place, diverting a near disaster. "Ratatoskr, we mean you and Yggdrasil no harm. Please allow us to pass and go about our business so you may go about yours." He pulled his hands out where they could be seen, hoping the creature would listen to reason as she changed back to her female form. "Switching your appearance isn't going to do anything, Loki." Thor's voice was filled with anger and frustration. Those are my good riding pants, you oversized fluffy rat! He yelled as it began to scratch at his legs, a coarse ripping sound as its claws moved across the surface of his leather chaps and through his jeans. Ratatosker stopped, turning to look at the god who froze when the beast's eyes began to glow red. Now you've done it, Thor. You went and pissed him off. Medusa began to back away, taking a few steps down the way they had been traveling. Her serpents were entirely hidden in her coat, their little heads visible as little writhing bumps across her shoulders and back. I didn't piss him off. He was already pissed off. He defended himself, his arms covering his face in an attempt to protect it. The squirrel hunched down, continuing to dig, this time more and more furiously, chortling and screaming as it went along. Thor began to yelp in pain. Leave my nuts out of this! Leave them alone! He screamed in fear. I suppose we should maybe do something to help him? Loki looked at the other goddess, who shrugged. Oh, I know what I could do. I might make some eagles and a dragon a little angry, but there are other less aggressive creatures climbing through the tree that could do the same job. Medusa's face lit up with near excitement as the idea came to her. If it is what I think it is, that may not be the best idea. Loki pointed to several spots in the branches around them, each place holding a squirrel just as big as Ratatosker. Every single one of them had eyes, glowing red, a menacing look against their ruddy fur. Look, just past Thor and Ratatosker, there's an acorn. Do you think maybe... The Gorgon trailed off, indicating the seed hanging from one of the tree's more low-hanging branches. That feels very sacrilegious, but I really don't see any other options. Let me handle this. Bending over, Loki reached into the lip of her boot and pulled a small throwing dagger. I think it's close enough that if I hit it just right, it will fall onto the stairs and hopefully distract it from whatever it's trying to do to Thor. She then took a brief moment to align her arms so that she could cut the stem. She threw the knife, the blade nicking the top of the branch from where it grew. It swayed back and forth but didn't fall. Fuck. She reached into her other boot, producing a second dagger. Again, she took aim, throwing at her mark. This time, she cut the stem and the acorn fell. It hit the stairs and began to bounce, making a thump-thump sound with each step it hit as it rolled their direction. Thor, when I say so, roll away from it. Medusa raised her voice so he could hear her over his own panicked shrieking. What? He tried to kick at the squirrel, now sitting on its haunches on his chest, pinning him to the stairs. The creature's chittering was deafening, drowning her out. This time, Medusa swore under her breath. Oh, Zeus's beard. She rolled her eyes, one of the snakes popping its head out long enough to see what was going on, and promptly hiding again. Roll, Thor, roll! She screamed at the top of her lungs, trying to make it so he could hear. Huh? Oh! He said, rolling away once the squirrel jumped from his chest and ran after the acorn. Hurry! Ratatosker is only going to be distracted for so long. Loki crouched down, helping him to his feet. Thank you, lovey. He grinned as she withdrew her hand, looking at him as though he were a bowl of soured milk. Thor, that's not how that works. The grimace that formed on her face betrayed the thoughts going through her mind. It works how it works. Now, let's go. I have some squirrels that I want to find and fight. He then marched off in the direction that Ratatosker had scurried off in. Leave it be. It's not worth the effort. Medusa came up to the pair, trying to help the situation. I'll get the beast if it's the last thing I do. He gritted his teeth, allowing the floofy rodent to leave. If I remember correctly, the last thing you do is kill one of my children. Loki's reply was dry and unamused. They are no longer your children. That's what I've been trying to get across to you, he defended. They're my children, no matter what they look like. There is nothing you or the All-Father can do to change that. She started to climb the stairs again, heading toward her destination, the door to hell. They continued, Thor complaining and gloating about his fight with the mighty Ratatosker. Both women, Acer and Gorgon, looked at each other, annoyance in their eyes. The trek remained quiet for a time, the climb being nothing overly interesting as they neared the door that Loki had made her mission. They had come to a landing where a pointed tower rested. They walked past, making for the next part of the path. They stopped as one of the giant squirrels jumped onto the staircase, blocking their way. That's not good. Thor covered the area between his legs with his hands, not eager to repeat the experience from earlier. Quick, into the sentry tower. They can't follow us in there. Loki pointed to the narrow spire jutting out from the platform. They ran, opening the doors, slamming them closed as the three of them leaned against it, holding it shut as the bodies of the man-sized squirrels thumped against the wood. The hits threatened to throw them all back. Somehow, they managed against the inside, the entry remaining shut. After a few minutes, the creatures seemed to lose interest and stopped their attempt to force their way in. They continued leaning a little while longer, hoping that the attack had finished. Another few minutes, and Thor backed away quietly, picking up the beam to bar the door shut. Hopefully that's strong enough to keep them out while they simmer down, Medusa said as she and Loki relaxed, the tenseness in their bodies melting with the silence. I wonder if they were put up to this by someone, or if it's just genuine tree rodents being tree rodents, Thor added. No, they're not ordinary squirrels. You should be aware of that. They are trying to keep me from reaching Hela. They don't want me speaking with her. Loki had wandered to the opposite side of the room at the base of the tower, looking along the shelves of books lining the walls. What are these? Medusa joined the other woman, the serpents finally coming out from their hiding spot in the shoulders of her coat. One gently nudged Loki, pulling her out of the trance she seemed to have fallen into once she had seen the books. They're record books. I think they're the records of the souls the Valkyrie have taken to Valhalla. She pulled one of them, flipping through the pages. This one is very, very old. As far as I know, they usually don't keep records that long. Unless this is where they store them once they've filled a book. Damn rat tore up my favorite jeans and writing chaps. I will have to have a conversation with the Eagles and Nidhogger about how violent that little shit is. Thor was looking down at the shredded remains of his clothing, the edges of the thong underwear he was wearing showing. My brain is bleeding. My brain is bleeding. Please hold. Izzy brain needs to have a critical reset.
My search history is very, very odd this time around. That's possibly.
Oh God. No. No.
Something wrong?
Hashtag break Izzy means something different tonight. Because earlier this afternoon, Chris Hemsworth came across my real feed, and of course, my brain went right there as soon as I read the word thong. My brain is bleeding. Okay, let's see if I can't get through the rest of this.
Update. The red wasn't gone.
No, the red wasn't gone. You needed to use a color out system, not bleach.
I'm gonna give it a day or two and then go back over it. Let my scope.
It's pink. It's. They can't see you. I realize that looks orange on y'all's screen, but it is almost platinum white with pink tips. Barbie pink.
With the light behind him.
It's okay, you can laugh.
I'm sorry. I've done the same thing.
Aunt Cash says she's done the same thing, so you're good. You're good.
I mean,
said,
I
look
knew
like
that
I'm
was
gonna
what
take
was
him to
going to
the
happen when you said the bleach.
To be fair, that color looks good on you.
It really does.
Like it's a decent color, but not what I.
Okay, so my brain is broken because I'm imagining Chris Hemsworth as Thor wearing a thong, complaining about his leather chaps and jeans getting tore up by a giant fucking squirrel rat, and then my child comes in with it. Okay, we're gonna get back to the story now.
Sorry, I'm wearing the wrong franchise.
Yeah, wearing the wrong franchise to top everything else off. This is my life, people. This is my life. Mm. Oh God, can I even finish? You wear a thong? Medusa's voice was flat, not knowing what to think. The snakes hid themselves again as she blushed. I ride a Harley. I gotta have something holding my gear. Otherwise, I crush everything when I sit. He looked at her as he began pulling the tattered clothing off. Vivid imagination. Vivid. I have to get through this. I have to get through
I've
this.
got the mic.
Ratatoskr was only doing what squirrels do, Thor. Looking for nuts! He couldn't help himself! Loki's offhanded remark garnered a laugh from Medusa. A squeaky, hissing sound accompanied her laugh, both the others looking at her confused until they realized the snakes were laughing too. Well, I'm glad I could be the butt of one of your jokes. First in a while, Loki. God of mischief indeed. Thor fumed, walking across the room into a small side chamber, slamming the door as he disappeared. I thought it was funny. Loki trailed off as she took the stairs leading up to the next level. Where are we? Medusa followed her, the next floor holding another room full of shelves with books identical to the ones on the level below. It looks to be a storehouse for the records of fallen warriors. This tower belongs to the Valkyries. She looked at another set of stairs while she gave her answer. Are we in danger being here? The snakes on her head danced nervously, curling and uncurling as she pulled the coat tighter around herself. Oh, no. They are generally quite welcoming of fellow ethereal beings like ourselves. Just as long as nothing happens to the records, we will be fine. She began to climb up to the next floor of the tower. Why do I have a bad feeling you may have just jinxed us? Medusa's body tensed a little more as the snakes became more agitated. We'll be fine, I promise. Loki's voice filtered through the ceiling from the room above. Medusa, you need to come see this. There's a window. You need to see what's happening. Her voice was excited with a tint of distress. Feeling the urgency, she ran up the stairs to join the other goddess looking out the window. Medusa gasped at what she saw. That's that that's that's where that's where you put Thor in a thong, a gender swapping Loki, like actually in the story, you know, a fucking rabid squirrel, because I hate fucking squirrels, who looks like a giant rat, you know, tearing at his fucking nuts, and you know, then you leave it there. Then you leave it there. I'm. Mm-mm.
I got the
I'm
mic mute for the week.
I can't even with you right now. I can't even. I can't even.
I think so, Bitzer. I think I broke her 3 times tonight.
I need to do anything to get the image of Chris Hemsworth in a thong out of my brain. I
I
I'm counting it. I'm counting that as a mic mute. She had to retreat into Felix.
she did.
I feel accomplished. I got the 2 mic mutes for the week.
Yo, it's not often you do, so when you do, you either really grossed her out, really made her upset, or in this case, now she's got to drown a picture out of her head. Uh,
Well, at least she's feeling better.
yeah, at least she's feeling better. It's it's definitely one of those, like, I don't know whether to go,
of course the
or
thing
go,
is that I have seen these videos so many times now in the last, what, 5 weeks of my obsession, that as soon as I started to play the song, I visualized where it was in the music video. I'm better now.
okay.
But I didn't want us copyright stricken, so I had to mute. But
No,
go
you're
ahead,
fine.
fine. Count it, because you're the one that made me do it. Just to get. Okay, I'm not gonna get. Nope. Mm-mm. All right. Yes, I would look worried too, Kieran. Aunt Kesh broke your mother.
In only the way I can.
He's
An
looking at
open
me. He is looking at me with wide eyes, and everything is peeled back because he was relaxed. He was relaxed, but no. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's like, fuck this, I'm out.
You know it's bad when the black cat's like, fuck it, I'm gone. I'll be back when you calm down.
I'm. Y'all, fuck y'all.
Okay. So, on that note, Izzy, can you tell us what this week's prompt is?
Something that's going to cause me to get even more broken come Saturday and Sunday? Yeah, sure. Let me just give you the element of my destruction. Yeah, sure. Sure. Soon as Discord fucking loads, it don't want to work either. Like my brain malfunction. Use this dialogue. It's strange what people choose to keep. It's strange what people choose to keep in their goddamn stories. There are lines that don't need to ever see the light of day and do not need to trip their way over this tongue. Thank you so very much. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I caused a total meltdown.
It's fine. Just remember that I have a certain document called What If.
Oh, Patrick's threatening now.
Can I go back to being an orphan?
No.
No, you've been licked.
Damn it!
Well, if you went back to being an orphan, the rest of us would have to go back to being orphans because quite literally you licked us.
Fuck! I did. Fuck!
But it's okay.
It's fine. I'm just ascending into madness.
Sorry.
No,
Descending?
I literally hate squirrels. I hate squirrels. So the idea of a giant fucking squirrel that has the power and ability to keep the god of thunder on, down, can't get up, and attacking. Because, searching for nuts. We also know I don't do nuts. There's a reason I have 3 children. And then with Chris Hemsworth coming across my feed earlier today talking about his role as Thor.
That was a coincidence.
Foreshadowing?
That was a complete coincidence, but I don't believe in quinky dinks.
Foreshadowing.
I'm out of Dr. Pepper. Ooh, but Blackberry doesn't need
Say, you have work in the morning.
You do. I mean, I thought it was funny.
I mean,
Please.
it was funny.
Please note, the Dr. Pepper that I was drinking earlier was already doctored with blackberry, so we're already a drinking. All right, so as we know, this coming week, and please, if you have a significant other or a date this Saturday for Valentine's Day, do the damn thing. Don't change your plans because of a standing date with us. We're here every weekend. Okay, we are here every weekend. You can catch us on the replay. Don't forget also that February 15th is Valentine's Day. Okay, for those of us that don't celebrate Valentine's Day because you love icky, I'll take my men fictional, thank you very much. Valentine's Day is also to hang out with your girlfriends, your friends, your guy friends, your family, your loved ones, and not have it be about romantic love, and have it be about the family bonds. Again, don't think that you have to hang out with us. Do your plans, do your loves. Make sure you give us your story first. You're not getting out of it. But it is what it is. And then Monday is a federal holiday in the United States. I will still need to get to bed at not tomorrow Monday, the following Monday. I saw those eyes squint questioningly. But I have to be at a big corporate shindig on that federal holiday. So we will still try to wrap that one up relatively quickly. And I think that's going to be our main thing is, depending on how many stories you guys send all in and where the numbers are lining up, because, there is a word cap of 2,500. But if you don't get that many written, that's absolutely fine. Please remember, write the story, the scene that you are wanting to share with us, and then give yourself time to go back over it and make sure that it is saying what you want it to say. That your grammar's a little, because you've got word economy now, right? You got to make sure that every word matters and hits the way it. I fucked up and said something. I can literally see the fucking shit coming in now. Don't make me quit. Do not force me into quitting. Y'all, just remember, Izzy has limits.
She does.
So,
I'm the only
that
one that
being
comes away
said,
with pushing.
yeah, Julie comes damn close to having no limits that can push past. But oh gosh, now I'm. So make sure that you're writing your stories, sending them in, spend time with your family and loved ones, and enjoy the thing. But we'll probably
And
always
mind you, if
do.
you don't have a Valentine, you can always come hang out with us.
Exactly. We're going to always tend to do more on Saturday nights if there's any kind of just because I do have work Monday mornings. So, keep that in mind. Shorter nights on Sundays is what we're trying to aim for. But if it's about even, we're going to do about even. If you guys get us 16 submissions, we're probably going to do 8 the first night, 8 the second night. So, what is my safe word? It looks like I'm going to have to develop one for y'all. Really. And if I say that word, somebody's going to have to take over finishing reading whatever I'm in the middle of reading, because at that point, if I've hit my safe word, look, it's very hard to offend me. It is very hard to put me on my back foot. This one just happens to know all the buttons to push. No, no, that's not a safe word. That is my comfort. Mm. Mm. Oh God, yes. Woo, doggy. All right, folks. Oh, and then, okay, as I was cleaning up things today, I hung some things up over there. The snake necklace, okay, right next to this little thing, which is an Odin coin. I cursed myself. I brought this on myself. I manifested her and I claimed her and I brought this on myself. It's fine. It's fine.
You can't get rid of me at this point.
Nope, can't. I mean, I wouldn't want to, but I'm just saying. This is payback for having carnal relations while she was in the room on the other side of the room. This is what this is. This is payback for doing things that that are rude. I was rude, so now I'm getting public humiliation. Okay, got it. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I keep forgetting about that number.
No, I just have to keep reminding you that you, even after all that, even after I put you through all of that, you still chose me. So,
Yep.
World Snake? No, let's not go there. Let's leave Jormungandr out of this.
I mean, that's technically part of the story, though.
No. I think he's trying to find a safe word for Izzy.
Oh.
I'm like, no, because I actually use Jormungandr in normal conversation. Safe words should be something that you don't normally say in normal conversation, so it cannot be misconstrued as a safe word. So, there we go. You've seen it. It's strange what people choose to keep, including their friends and family. And so, we've already discussed Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, the federal holiday that is going to require Izzy to have an early night next Sunday. We got through. It's only 10 p.m. my time. This is probably the quickest show we've had in a very long time, and that is thanks to all you guys giving us great, wonderful stories. And yes, I may be feeling a little warm in my belly right now, so I'm going to shut up now.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging with us tonight. Again, have you haven't blah, 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 blah. Izzy's the one that's fucking drinking and Julie can't speak straight. It's all good. Any bahoozle.
Never mind the fact that your stuttering literally sounded like something straight out of a Stray Kids song. Thank you.
She's the problem. It's her. Any bahoozle. Got me all fucking flustered. See what you do. All right. If you haven't joined the Discord, why not? It's there. You know where to find it. Newsletter, same damn thing. We don't spam you. We don't require anything. Otherwise, have an amazing week. Keep your asses out of trouble. Don't add, subtract, or, do something that in 9 months is going to require you to change diapers instead of being here. Wrap your tools, man. And girls, extra layers of protection. Don't ever trust them when they say they got it on. There's a reason that there are some of us, okay? Just know that. Otherwise, be brave, be bold, but always stay humble. And we will see you again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Bye!